Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar session from Ginesys 1. Today, we will discuss about key updates from the 53rd GST Council Meeting and new features on our software EaseMyGST. To discuss this session, we have with our esteemed panelists and speakers, Mr. Prakhar Yadav is a GST expert from EaseMyGST operation. Mr. Samik Jamwal, GST expert from EaseMyGST operation. And Mr. Ashish Gautam, he is a business development executive. He will have as a panelist in this session. So without wasting any time, we will start our webinar session today. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. Yeah, all the speakers kindly start the session for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Vikram, for this warm introduction. I welcome you all again in this webinar. So, in where we are going to discuss about the key updates from 53rd GST Council Meeting and new features on EaseMyGST. So, let's begin our webinar. Here, there are the four agendas for this webinar. The first agenda is related to the updates or recommendations from 53rd GST Council Meeting that will be covered by me. The next agenda will be new features updates on EaseMyGST. Third agenda will be the importance of GSTR-2B marking here. Second and third agenda will be covered by my friend Mr. Samik Jamwal. The fourth and the last agenda is introduction of EaseMyGST GST Assist Services, which will be covered by my colleague Mr. Ashish Gautam. So before moving towards our main agenda, I would like to introduce EaseMyGST to all those viewers who are new to EaseMyGST. EaseMyGST offers three modules. First module is related to GST returns. Here you will be assisted for filing all your GST returns, reconciliations, and we will provide you analytical reports related to your sales and purchase data. Our second module is e-waybill, and third is e-invoicing. We provide e-invoicing and e-waybill facilities to all the customers with just one click to all. With just one click. We provide integration with all the ERPs to generate e-waybill and e-invoices. We have all India presence from Grand Dragon in Leh Ladakh to Auto Clothing in Tamil Nadu. So let's begin with our main agenda. That is first main agenda, that is 53rd GST Council Meeting highlights. So as per the recommendation in the meeting, the first highlight was related to the introduction of GSTR-1A, where government has recommended to introduce a new form, that is GSTR-1A, where the taxpayer can amend their invoices that particular month in current month only. Earlier, what happens, the taxpayer has to wait for next month to amend the invoice that they have filed in this month. But after this recommendation, the taxpayer can amend the same invoice in current month only. But there are certain things which are not yet cleared by the government, which are like they are not sure about update of 2B, whether those invoices which are being amended in the same invoice will be reflected in the 2B of same month, or they will be reflected in the 2B of next month. Second thing that government has not yet cleared about is it is about cutoff date, that at till what date we can amend those invoices of that current month. So let's discuss about our next recommendation in our in that meeting, that was related to GSTR-7 TDS returns, in which government has made mandatory for all the taxpayers who are eligible for filing GSTR-7 to file every month. If there is no data to be filed, then they need to file it nil. and there will not be any fees charged for filing late. Another change that government has bring in this is like we need to file it as invoice wise. So for all those GST customers who are you are filing GSTR 7, they need to contact their GST experts for filing every month GSTR 7. Next recommendation is related to the section 73 and 16.4, where government has given a waiver to all those taxpayers who was facing penalties due to not filing or not claiming the GST input in the initial years of the introduction of GST, like from 2017-18 to 2021. Here, government has bring two major changes. The first major change is related to the ITC claim, where the government has introduced government has extended the time limit for availing the ITC for the GSTR-3B for all those who have filed their 3B before 30th of the November 2021 for all the initial 4 years of the GST. Another change is like if you have faced any penalty and interest for any of the for not paying the tax for all initial years of the of GST, you will be provided a waiver for not giving the tax and the penalties if you pay the whole amount before 30th of the March 2025. So next recommendation in that meeting was related to litigation, where government has fixed a monetary limit for filing appeals. It is the limits that government has set, like for GST appeal and tribunal, it is like tax amount should be within 20 lakhs. For appealing the same in High Court, the limit is up to 1 crore. But for more than 2 crores, you can go for Supreme Court. Now, the next change that recommended here was in reduction of quantum of pre-deposit required to be paid for filing of appeal under GST. Here, previously what happens, a person need to pay 20% of their tax amount. It can be maximum go to up to 50 crores. But now government has reduced it to 10% and maximum it can go to till 20 crores. Again, this is a good sign by the government that they have reduced the amount. The next recommendation is related to the amendment in the rule, that is CGST rule 88B, where government has given a waiver to all those late 3B filer who have sufficient amount in their e-cash ledger on government portal. So if you are filing late, but you have already present some sufficient amount in your e-cash ledger, then you will not be penalized or you will not be eligible for any interest rate. The next recommendation is, and there are some other highlights which our government has recommended. The one first is the government has changed the due date of GSTR-4, where earlier it was 30th of the April of that particular financial year to file their GSTR-4 if you are filing annually. But now government has amended it to that you can file the GSTR-4 30th of the June from 2025. Government have also reduced the TCS rate from 1% to 0.5%. Again, this is a really good initiative by the government to promote e-commerce sales. And next highlight is related to the annual filing, that is GSTR-9. Our government has given an option whether for all those taxpayers whose annual turnover is up to 2 crore, whether they can file or not, and the due date is 31st of the 2024. Now, I would like to tell you all of our users that we also offer GSTR-9 filing. So all those and all the taxpayers do not need to worry about it. They can always contact our GST expert for filing their GSTR-9. The other highlight is related to the extension in the filing. Like it is the situation-based change that government has bring. Take an example where if the GST of any taxpayer is being inactive due to some reason for some time, and during that time the taxpayer could not file any return. So government has given a 30 days ultimatum that they can file all their returns next 30 days of activating their GSTs. So all of our GST users, they can always contact their GST expert for filing all their pending returns if there was any case. Now next, if we talk about next highlight, that is related to table number 5.1, where government has revised the mark for all the invoices for B2C large. Earlier, what happens? Every invoice which have the invoice value greater than 2.5 lakhs, it is interstate. It falls in the category of B2C large. But now onwards, all the B2C invoices which are interstate and their invoice value is greater than 1 lakh will fall in these sections. So next, government has also introduced one new section, that is 11A. That is related to the government will be regularize the tax amount as per common trade practice for all those who got notice or any penalty for charging high tax rate on certain goods. And now government will go with the common trade practice rate on those invoices till now, if they have any query related till now. So let's move ahead with our next recommendation by the government, that is related to revising in the tax rates. Government has revised the tax rate in number of goods. We have listed them here, like the parts of aircraft, equipment and tools of aircraft. Government has fixed their tax rate to 5%. Earlier it was very, but now it will be 5% only. Next product, that is milk cane. It can be made up of steel, iron or aluminium. Now government has fixed the tax rate to 12%. Here it was also number of tax rates were applied on different things. Now next product is about carton, boxes and cases, where earlier government was government has imposed like 80% of GST, but now they reduced to 12%. Another thing is here is related to solar cookers, where government has again fixed the tax rate to 12%. Next thing is poultry keeping machineries and parts, where government has classified there. Earlier it was like 12% will be given to all, but now 12 it is classified. There are certain clarified that there are certain products where it will be different. There are other things also like sprinklers or fire water sprinkler, where there was again various tax rates were applied, but now it will be at only 12%. Now one of the most interesting part comes here, like there are certain goods and services which are excluded from GST. One of them is accommodation services, that are like PG services, that will be exempted from GST. But there are two conditions government has put over there, like the amount should be 20,000 per month and less than that, and the minimum stay should be of 90 days. Next exempted cases related to platform tickets, like government have also exempted a platform ticket from GST. And there are other services also of Indian services like SPVS, which are also being exempted. And another service, that is co-insurance premiums and reinsurance commissions, that are also being exempted from GST. I hope I could cover most of the points, highlights of the GST Council meeting. If you have any doubt, please write down in the chat box. We will help you in that. Now my colleague Mr. Samit Jambal will be taking care of next agenda, that is latest update on EaseMyGST and the importance of 3B marking. Over to you, Samir.
Thank you, brother. Hello, everyone. I'm Samir Jamwal, GST expert here in EaseMyGST. Today, I'm going to cover two agendas. First one, newly added feature on EaseMyGST, that is 2B Dashboard. And second, importance of GSTR-3B marking through EaseMyGST. So let's begin with the first topic, that is GSTR-2B Dashboard. So many of our clients inquire about us while doing GSTR-2B reconciliation. They have to go through a bit hassle in the reconciliation result to calculate their all other ITC. So in GSTR-2B Dashboard, you will get an overview of the ITC for that particular month by the verification of the different categories. Let me share my screen with you. Let me share my screen with you. This is our 2B dashboard. First, you can know your GSTN and the particular month and the particular month which you have reconciled, and if you have done any ISD reconciliation, or if you have done import reconciliation, you can see in this dashboard also. Now in the second dashboard, you can know your GSTR-2B. Previously, what we have to do, we have to go to the government portal and we have to go to the government portal to fetch the GSTR-2B. But now in this dashboard, you simply click on this bar. You can know your eligible or ineligible ITC as per your GSTR-2B. Other than this, you can know your purchase count and your GSTR-2B count in this dashboard. In the next slide, you can know your category-wise classification of the ITC based on GSTR-2B. So here you can know your eligible ITC. In table A, it was shown this ITC can surely be claimable, because in this category table A.1, you can claim your ITC because it was 100% matching with your books, match and didn't match. And your 2P and 2B is for current month. 2P means it was your books and 2B is your counterparty. The amount which was matching with your books 100% will be represent here, and your 2B amount will be represent here. In table A.2, in this category, if your 2B is in current month and your books is for previous month, the invoices which are matching through in this particular filter, the amount will be shown in this category. Now, vice versa, if your 2B is current month and your 2B is for the previous month, the total amount will be shown in this respective table. Now, move to the second slide. You can see here ITC can be claimed after some changes. It means there is slight mismatch between your counterparty and with your invoices. So in this case, you can rectify your invoices or tell your party to rectify that mismatch. So after that, you can avail ITC on this category also. So also, if your 2P and 2B period for the same month, the amount should be represented on their respective table as per 2P and as per 2B. If their 2B is for current month and your books are from previous month, the amount will be shown here, and vice versa for table B.3 also. Now in table C, the total ITC that you can avail for that particular month after doing 2B reconciliation will be shown in table C. Now in the next slide, invoice which there are some invoices which are not matched with your 2B or with your counterparty. It means there are some invoices you have not registered in your books, and there are some invoices which your counterparty has not shown in that particular month. So those invoices will be carried forward to the next month. So that will be shown in shown in this table also. If there are any invoices that you have marked for reversal, not reversal and reclaim, that should be present in table D and table E. If there are any outstanding amount that you have carried forwarding from for next month from supplier only side and from purchaser only side, that will be shown in this table. Now, in the next slide, there are some invoices which are amended. There are some amendment made by your counterparty, or there's some amendment made by you for that particular month. So it will be shown in this table. So all the amendment, you can see your amendment in table H and I. Now in the next slide, you can know your ineligible ITC also. So table J, you can know if there is any ineligible ITC as per 2P. That figure will be shown in table J. So folks, this is the GSTR-2B dashboard from our side. You can avail this now. You don't have to hassle to work on GSTR-2B reconciliation result. You can easily calculate your monthly ITC by using 2B dashboard. It will help. It will very helpful. It will minimize your time when you calculate your ITC for that particular month. Okay, now I will move to my second topic of the day, that is GSTR-2B. That is the importance of GSTR-3B through EaseMyGST. From EaseMyGST. So what is GSTR-3B? Let me take a brief about what is GSTR-3B. GSTR-3B is a very important part of our to calculate our to complete our GSTR-3B table. It helps us to calculate GST liability for the period which includes outward and inward supplies. By doing GSTR-3B marking, we can accurately calculate our ITC, which help us to avoid any discrepancies between GSTR-1 and GSTR-3B. This helps us to avoid any notices and penalties from the tax authorities. So there are 5 categories that we have to show while making their 3B table. That is actual. That was present in table 4.5a when we make our GSTR-3B table. Partial, ITC Reversal, ITC Reclaimed, and Ineligible. These are the main category that we have to show our invoices. Now EaseMyGST offers you to make your 3B in 3 ways. First, as per your books. Second, as per your two-way reconciliation 3B marking. And as per GSTR-2B reconciliation 3B marking. So they are the various columns that you can mark your invoices. For example, you can mark your invoices in actual category, partially claimed as ineligible ITC section 17.5, ineligible ITC cutoff date, ineligible POS restriction. If their invoices lie on this category, it should be marked on their respective category. In reverse, likewise reversal as per section 16.2, reversal others, and more others. Now I will give you a brief how to mark your invoices through EaseMyGST. In next slide, I will tell how to mark your invoices in actual category. So for that, you have to while doing reconciliation from EaseMyGST, you have to add some filters in the UI so that you can mark that invoices. So RCM should be flagged as no, because we cannot avail ITC on RCMs. ITC eligibility should be yes, because we will eligible to take ITC on only for those invoices which are flagged as yes. ITC marking should be none. There are no previous marking done on those invoices. And 2B period should be current month, and your counterparty period, 2B period, should be old and previous. You can take latest and previous period if it was matching with your current books. And you have to select B2B invoices and debit note for that if you match the in actual category. And there are some category also there that you have to mark: match category, teamed match category, invoice mismatch, and value mismatch. These are the 4 categories in which you can avail ITC. You can mark these those invoices which are present in these 4 categories. You can mark them as actual. Now in the second table, how to mark ITC reversal. So for that, you have to add filter ITC eligibility as yes, ITC marking should be none, 2B period should be current month, 2B period should be old and current, and you can mark those invoices in reversal, good not received, or reversal other, which respective category those invoices lay down. For that, you have to select B2B and credit note invoices, and the category should be match invoice, match category, deemed match category, invoice mismatch, and value mismatch. And for the next filter, how to claim ITC, how to mark ITC Reclaimed. For that, you have to put the filter ITC eligibility as yes. ITC marking should be present there for reversal good not received, because we have reclaiming those invoices, so we can reclaim those invoices which we can previously mark as reversal good not received. And 2B period should be current month, and 2B period should be old and current, so we can mark the invoices on reclaimed invoices. Now in the next slide, we can also tell how to mark ineligible ITC POS restriction, how to mark ineligible invoices while doing making 3B. So you have to put ITC eligibility no here, because we are not liable to take ITC on those invoices, because there are some reason for that. ITC marking should be none. There should be no marking previously done on those invoices. Ineligibility reason, there must be a reason behind, because they are ineligible. Their reason must be POS. If their POS, place of supply, is not correct, or those invoices are over the cutoff date, so we are not liable to take those ITC when not eligible. And 2B period, it should be old or current. We can take both the latest and previous 2B period. It was matching with our books. And we can mark those invoices in eligible ITC POS restriction or cutoff date. Now I will give you a live scenario for the 3B 3B marking. I will give you a brief filter how to put filters on the UI. We have to open our EaseMyGST portal, select the particular GST which we have to work on. Then we will move to the reconciliation result. I have done my reconciliation, so I will mark the invoices for that particular month. Now what we have to do, we will select the financial year and select the invoices here. I will select the 4 categories. I am marking those invoices in actual category. So first, what will I do? I will select the B2B and B2B invoices for that particular category. Now I will select the group filter here. In group filter, while adding in the group filter, there are some filters which are add-on. Mark ITC type, no ITC. That I previously told you. This filter should be present while we mark in the actual category. ITC availability should, as per 2B, should be yes. Supplier reverse charge should be no. And I can mark these invoices in actual category which are lying in this particular filter. Now I will select these invoices and select them all, and go to the 3B marking section. Go to the 3B marking section and mark those invoices in which particular period we want to mark. And we will mark those invoices in actual category, and those invoices will be marked on that particular month. Now, if I want to check if this marking has done or not, we have provided you one more filter for that. For that, you have to click on the fourth filter, 3B marking for the month 3B month in which ITC claimed. It means I have marked these invoices in that category. So I will search the month and add that filter. So respectively, if we want to mark some invoices in other categories, so if we want to mark some invoices in reclaim category or if we want to mark reclaim category or reversal category, we just have to select those category on this here, and we can just select the invoices. We can select all the invoices or particular invoices that just we want to select. We will select those invoices here. If I want to mark this invoices in reversal good not received, I will just briefly select this invoice, go to the group filter, add that filter. Add that filter here and mark those invoices in that particular month in that category. So if I want to mark that invoice in reversal good not received, I will mark that invoice here and proceed with it. So by that we can auto compute our GSTR-3B accurately. This will help us to accurately match our books with our counterparty. That will help us to perfectly calculate our monthly ITC. So this is all from my side. If you have any questions or have any query regarding these two topics, you can chat me in the mailbox. Now my colleague Ashish Gautam will take over to the next topic.
First of all, let me introduce what EaseMyGST Assist Service is all about. So basically, it is a assist service that is a managed service designed for assisting client for data preparation, reconciliation, and filing of GST returns by our GST expert. So now is the question why there is a need of EaseMyG Assist service for the taxpayers. So nowadays, taxpayers face many difficulties and challenges in preparation of data as per government norms, and also face difficulty in finding qualified personals. And GST return is a very time constraint process. Then they also have a delay in their GSTR-1 filing or 3B filing, and can't get accuracy in their input credit due to improper reconciliation of their purchase data. So for all the queries of taxpayers, we have our EaseMyG Assist services, in which our GST expert will help the taxpayer to prepare the data as per the government norms, and also will help them to file their GSTR-1 3B 99C. And as he is very expert in the GST queries, so that process will be very time saving for the taxpayers. And also with proper reconciliation of their each purchase invoice with their 2A or 2B, he will get the accuracy in the input credit of the taxpayers. Now comes on the features of EaseMyG Assist services. So mainly we have three main features of the GST Assist services. First one, data preparation. Then the second feature is for GST returns, and the third is for the reconciliation. So for the data preparation, our GST expert will prepare the data on the behalf of the taxpayer. The taxpayer just have to share their raw data, whether it is from any source, any ERP. Our GST expert will prepare the data as per the government norms. And also he will customize the output format and will give the customized output format of the prepared data to the taxpayer. And also he will help in the master data validation. Now comes to the second feature, that is for GST returns. For GST return, our GST expert will help in the GSTR-1 filing, 3B filing, and 99C annual returns, and also in the GSTR-2X returns of TDS and TCS, and for the ITC 04 job work filing. And we will also provide output report as per the government format, and some comparative reports like GSTR-1 versus 3B, 2B versus 3B. And our GST expert is flexible to give some reports that are asked by the taxpayers, and the taxpayer needs some customized report. So our GST expert will prepare that report according to the need of taxpayers. Now comes to the next feature, that is reconciliation.
That is our main feature, and it is very important for every taxpayer, as this will affect their input credit. So the first, we will provide a reconciliation of their books data versus the EMG reconciled data and versus the data on the government portal. And also we will provide a reconciliation of their each purchase invoice with their 2A and 2B, which will help to them to get accurate input in their 3B. And we will also provide a table 8A reconciliation, which will help in help the taxpayer in their annual return, that is GSTR-9 return, and also we will provide a ISD reconciliation. Other than that, we also provide e-invoice reconciliation, that is for the GSTR-1, the sales data invoice reconciliation. So we will provide a GSTR-1 versus the invoice versus the e-bill reconciliation. This will give a proper overview of the sales of the taxpayer. And that's all. So this is a brief of our new product, EMG Assist Services. If you want a detailed demonstration, you can connect to the EMG sales team.
Thank you. Thank you, all the speakers and panelists. Thank you. Thank you for joining the session. Have a nice day.